Senator Warren here. Total surprise to her that, you know, we knew. I saw her email blast that she was in the area and said, oh my God, we're going to be there too. Could she come in and stop by? So thankfully in this pouring rain, she had a chance to stop by and say hello. And it was a year ago this weekend.
That's right.
Are you kidding? I'm looking for the barbecue. Tonight. See, you didn't tell me to stop by when the food is available. Okay. But it is delightful to be here. So the first thing I want to say to all of you who got out there last year following this little meeting and really busted your tails to make this happen, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It paid off. Yeah. I'm out there busting my tail for you every day. But listen, this really is the key. You got to stay active in this. We can't say, well, the Senate's fixed now, so, you know, we won't. There are a whole lot of races going on and a whole lot on the table for which we got to keep our energy up. ESEA, we got to make sure, look, we're not going to get everything we want, but we're going to get as much as we can in that. We have to be willing to get in there and push for the things we believe in. Student loans. You know, here's the good news about student loans. We have fundamentally changed the conversation. 4 months ago, nobody was talking about the profits in the student loan system. And now, this is a problem that a lot of folks are starting to, it gets asked now all across the country of senators, of representatives. We have to deal with $1.1 trillion in student loan debt. And this is going to be a heavy lift, but it matters. For those of us who believe in education, who believe that we invest in the future, this one stays right in the center of the bullseye for us. It's about every piece of what we care about. We are also going to be talking about how to keep the costs affordable for anyone trying to get an education, whether this is for a 2-year college, whether this is for 4-year, whether this is for technical training, whether this is for graduate work, whether it's for going back and doing more training later on. We have got to make education affordable, and the only way that happens is if collectively we invest in that. And that's what we have to get out there and talk about. That has to be our pitch. So my main thing to say today, I'm so glad to be able to drop by and have a chance to talk with you all. So you sent me down to Washington. You didn't tell me what it was like down there. Whoa! But I will say this. You hear a lot about how Washington is in gridlock. That's actually not true. That is not how I see this. What's happening is that one side is actually trying to move bills forward, and the other side is just drawing lines in the sand and filibustering them and saying no. We can't move them, or the price of moving them will be way beyond what we want to pay. And so what I see going on down there right now, you think of gridlock, it's like a bunch of cars get to the intersection at the same time, nobody can move. This is a fight for what kind of a country we're going to be. And the Republicans have made their basic vision clear. I got mine, the rest of you are on your own. I will educate my children privately, we will drink our water privately, we will have our safety privately, and the rest of you are just out there, good luck to you. We are better than that, and we build a better country than that. I fundamentally believe we must invest together in our future. And that means making those investments in education, making those investments in infrastructure, making those investments in research and innovation. We make those investments, we build a strong future. Not for some of our children, but for all of our children. And that's what we're about. I love being in a room full of teachers. When I'm in a room full of teachers and all those who help and are part of the whole education system, I know I'm home. And I just, again, I want to say thank you for what you did in the past, but more importantly, I want to say thank you for what you're going to do in the next year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years. This is our moment in history. This truly is going to determine the direction this country goes. And I know that if we get out there and fight, if we are out there talking to people across this Commonwealth and across America, we win this fight. The people are with us. We just have to get out there and make it clear what's going on. I am proud to be able to stand with you all, shoulder to shoulder. Right, Paul?
Thank you very much. Please communicate with us so we can do that. And I also want to thank you and your staff in Washington. Julie Morgan has been fantastic. Her education policy person has been calling regularly MTA, asking what we feel and think about ESCA and what's being proposed in Washington. So you've kept in touch, and we appreciate it.